Right, so if you ask me, these videos weren't too interesting to make, but anyways, I thought I'd spice up the series a bit, so here's episode 3. Enjoy! Before we get into it, I want to say this video has been sponsored by the subscribe button. It's completely free to click, and you can always unclick it if you feel like this channel is some absolute bullshit. So, what are you waiting for? Anyways, let's take a quick look at what the racing line actually is. So, we're coming into a corner. We need to get from point A to point B the quickest we possibly can. This is the shortest racing line you see, and the red stripe. This is the shortest line, the shortest amount of distance that you can cover from the start of this corner to the end of this corner, and therefore it should be the fastest, right? Right? No, it's not. The fastest line through this corner is what we call the racing line. This thing. You're probably wondering, why is this random line through a corner faster than the shortest possible line? We're gonna be covering more distance on this thing, so why should it be faster? Now, I shall answer this question for you, Mr. Question Mark. If we take the radius of both the insides of these lines, we find that the red line has a way sharper turn and a way more aggressive angle and radius than the racing line. This means we can carry much less speed through the corner and on the exit of the corner as well. Therefore, the shortest line is slower because you will scrub up all your speed and you're going to find yourself at the very back of the grid, chilling with yourself. Now that we know what the racing line basically is, we are going to be talking about how you're going to use the racing line and get the most out of the racing line. We're going to be separating the racing line into 4 different parts instead of just having point A and point B, and we're going to be talking in detail about how we're going to take each point, starting with point A. Point A is our braking point. This is the point we get onto our brakes. And when we come up to the corner, we have a certain place we look at. That's either a braking marker, a patch in the asphalt or on the grass or something. Here's a braking marker we're looking at, and that is where we get onto the brakes, stamp on the brakes on to their max pressure. This is different from game to game. For example, in iRacing, max pressure is about 70 to 80%, whereas most other games like ACC, F1, and whatever weird stuff you can come up with, full brake pressure is about 100%. Anyways, we brake full on the brakes in a straight line up to point B. Point B is our turning point. This is where we start to turn in and aim for the apex. This is also the point where we start trail braking, to slowly change the weight balance instead of quickly changing the weight balance and messing up the car's rear end. Anyways, we move on to point C, which is the apex. This is the inside of the corner. This, if you notice, is the only place on the racing line that we cross the shortest line of the track. This is also the point where we get on throttle. Maybe we actually even get on throttle a little bit earlier, especially in slower cars that have less power, because here it really matters to get a good exit so you don't lose time all the way down the straight. But yeah, this is the point where we gradually start to get onto the throttle again, so we can get that explosive and quick exit onto whatever is coming up in the next corner. Marcus, now you've learned me how to drive through basic left-hander, right? But how do I get through a hairpin or chicane? Now, I shall tell you this, my friend, because this is some different territory we are going through now. Let's start with the hairpin followed by a very long straight. We have our braking point out here on the left side of the track and we look towards the apex. The main difference here being that we are going to take a really late apex, and this is so we can get a good exit onto the long straight and gain a lot of time, not only out of the corner but all the way down the long straight. Now, let's talk about a 2-corner chicane followed by a long straight. As you might have realized by now, the exit is probably, very likely, the most important part of a corner. Therefore, in a 2-corner chicane, we place the car in the middle of the chicane. Not too far to the right and not too far to the left, but in the middle, so we can get a good exit, still compromise a bit so we have a good braking point and a good turning point and still get that massive exit that we want out of the corner and not lose time down the straight. It is very important that you use all of the track, down to every single inch of the track. This is how you get the most out of the corner, the most speed into the corner, the most speed out of the corner. You want to use pretty much every single inch of the track that you can use to optimize your speed and optimize your corner exits. If you don't take sim racing seriously at all, you might as well not have watched this video. If that's the case, you've just wasted about 6 minutes of your time. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. A bit shorter one, but we did explain the racing line in detail. We got into how you get the most out of a corner, and that is really freaking fucking nice. This video is over, but you can always catch me probably live. I'm live Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday over on my Twitch channel and on my other social medias. There's a link in the description. Anyways, I will see you all in another one. Bye, guys.